Hi, everybody, and I'm proud to say that I was 2 for 2 last night. I made 3 predictions. The other one, we'll find out if I was right on Monday. I'm pretty sure I am. But guys, just to let you guys know, yes, I'm still sporting my Oilers shirt. Yeah, I'm never gonna take this shirt off. I'll wear it underneath everything I wear from now on if I have to. Nobody would know, except you guys. You just heard. Yeah. And but so there's 3 games today on It's Sunday. Sunday is known for 2 things: church or football. Sometimes both. Why not? So we have quite a few games. We got 3 games. We have Broncos versus Bills, which will be on Paramount Plus at 12 p.m. Packers versus Eagles on ESPN. That's the one I'm gonna have to go somewhere else to watch. That's a dilemma that I got that I haven't, really shared with anybody. But yeah, it's quite the dilemma because we got rid of cable. We just have our streaming services and that's it. We got the main ones are Hulu, Disney Plus, Netflix, Paramount Plus, HBO Max. Those are the main ones. I think we have, what else? Amazon Prime. And a lot of these games are being shown on those apps. But let me tell you something. I have ESPN Plus. I thought because I had that, I was going to be able to watch Texas versus Ohio State. And guess what? I guess I must have ESPN minus because I was not able to watch it. There were so many other sporting events happening that day, and college football was nowhere on there. But if I had ESPN or ESPN minus, you could call it, or just ESPN regular, anything but plus, because plus would be too much. Yeah, you have plus, that doesn't mean you're going to have everything. No, that's not what plus means. It doesn't? Well, shit, I thought that's what additional plus means, more, right? But anyway, so that's my dilemma. I'm going to have to watch that somewhere else. And Commanders versus Buccaneers will be on Peacock at 7 p.m. So, guys, no, I don't have an OnlyFans, but I'm thinking about starting an Only Oilers fans site. Stay tuned for that. But, so, the Broncos versus Bills. This is an easy one for me. Bills, no doubt. I know the Bills have lost games here and there where, looking at their schedule, they probably should have won, but they've been just way too impressive. Beating the Chiefs, in addition to beating the Chiefs, they've beaten a lot of good teams I was looking at, and I've seen their games. They just look like the best version of the Bills I've ever seen since probably when Jim Kelly was playing and they had, Thurman Thomas and of this a great team that went to the Super Bowl against the Cowboys that unfortunately did not deliver. But this just, when I think of Broncos versus Bills, I think of Elway versus Kelly. I'd be more excited to watch that. But because I think that the Bills are gonna, it might be hard because yes, the Broncos have a great defense, but I still think the Bills will get over this and they will win. They will advance. So that's an easy one for me. Packers versus Eagles. I think the Eagles are going to fly by just like the Ravens flew by the Saints. Hurt or not, Hurt will get this win. He'll get this game over, and the Eagles will soar. And the Packers will wake up sore tomorrow. That's just my, maybe I will try stand up. Maybe. Right now I'm kneeling, so I can't really do stand up. That's another joke right there. A little dad joke, if you will. But anyway, guys, and then we got Commanders versus Buccaneers. This one I actually had to watch. I went back and I watched some highlights. I love watching the highlights on YouTube if I don't get to watch the games. They break it down really well, in my opinion. The only thing I don't like is that sometimes the picture they put on there is kind of like a spoiler. That's the only thing I don't like. But then they trick me sometimes, so I like that. I hear that they're trying to bring back the Redskins logo, the classic original logo with the, there it is, with the, the Indian the Indian on there. So I think that would be great. I've always loved that logo. I never thought it was like anything bad, and they're starting to bring light to why that was the logo, and and why people support it. So, but maybe before they do that, I mean, they could put some, because it's that with the red, the Indian like this. Maybe you could put my head on there like this. If you want to put, you can even put like a wig on me if you want, or was it like this? It's one of my profiles, right? I like this is my better side right here. So, I could be on the helmet. In the meantime, I mean, just because you put W on there, I mean, you got to be winners. You gotta win every game if you're gonna put W on there, right? No, but so I have another idea. What if you do this? Looks similar, doesn't it? Looks a little similar, but it would go better with what the name is right now, the Commanders. Just put this on there so at least it looks a little bit kind of like the original Redskins logo. I mean, it really, really does. He's just missing the long hair and some other stuff, right? But look at that. I mean, am I the only one who's thought about this? But so, guys, speaking of the quarter, I will be, speaking of the quarter, January 24th or 25th, whichever's on a Saturday, catch Reckless, Texas. That's a shout out to you, Angel. But guys, they played each other in week 1, but that's not fair to go by just that assessment alone. The Commanders were, they're under a new coach, and they were just getting their feel. The game it looked like the Buccaneers were squashing them, but you saw that fight of the Commanders. They were starting to come back. They just ran out of time. There just wasn't enough time after the fourth quarter. I think it was a little bit too late. Too little, too late. But you saw the fight, and then now, who's got the better record? The Commanders have the better record. Way better record. But you can't count out Mayfield. He's just an extraordinary player who I feel, a lot of people just gave up on. But he keeps fighting. He keeps fighting, and he's one of those. He's a guy who everybody had a lot of high hopes for. Just like that guy who was with the Broncos. What's his name? I just saw a commercial. He was on a commercial. Tebow, and these other guys who were Heisman Trophy winners, but just did not, deliver in the NFL. I feel like Mayfield is really, really trying, and he just keeps, he's struggling a little bit, but he's a fighter, and he just keeps on going. And I heard some really good stats as far as how he's been doing lately, like towards the end of the season. I mean, they really, really have been more consistent. So I think this game is going to be the most competitive of all the games today. And I see it being a very exciting game. So how awesome is that it's the last game, today, and it's on. We get to watch it on Peacock. So I have to say that, man, this is the hardest one for me to predict of all the games, even yesterday's games and even tomorrow's game on Monday. But I think the Commanders will take a commanding lead in the beginning. Don't want to get technical, but I haven't really talked about scores and stuff, but I'm just going to pick a winner. And man, this is hard for me to choose. With the quarter, I'm going to make 2 predictions. I'm going to make one by flipping the quarter. You can imagine which one's going to be playing for the Commanders and which one's the Buccaneers. Probably basically the other side. But I'll be flipping the coin, and then I'll make my own prediction. So let's see what the quarter says. Okay. Whew. All right. So here we go. They picked the Buccaneers. Wow. Okay. So I have to say, for my prediction here, and this really, really is tough, and I have even more pressure now because I'm on a roll, and I really do not want to get an L, L. Imagine that on your helmet, But I have to say, man. So Commanders do take a commanding lead, and it's just kind of funny because that didn't happen in the first week 1. Actually, the Buccaneers were winning that whole game, but the Buccaneers, I did see week 18 against the, I think it was the Saints that they play, or the Saints, and man, wow, that was a game they had to come back, and they had a battle there. no pun intended, paying the Commanders this time. But I know, I'm sorry. I'm really actually thinking about who I think will win this game. I think it's going to be very close, like I said. But I have to give it to the. I was kidding about the commanding lead. I think it'll be close, like back and forth, you know. But in the end, man, you got the better record, but you got the consistent Mayfield. Because the Buccaneers do not have a good record. Does not look good. But I've heard that he's been very consistent. He's been playing really, really well. He's even been running like Lamar Jackson. I gotta go with Washington because they avenged their loss against the Cowboys and they avenged their loss against the Eagles, and they will avenge their week 1 loss against the Buccaneers. So Washington for the W. I love football and you love football, and let's watch this. Let's do this, and let me know, by the way, guys. I want to know what y'all think. I want to know who you think will win each game. Let me know. Let's do it. Football time, baby.